Royal Retro, the ultimate one-stop shop for historic recreations of your favorite teams. Don't forget to use the promo code Brother Rick for a discount at checkout. Let's go. They keep on reading to me. What is your plan? Do you really understand?
The older I get, I learn to just accept more of who I am. Like, I don't think that I've ever really made men a priority like that. And I think a lot of it is because, for one, you know, I have male friends, you know, men that I just know, like cool guys, like Javon, we're friends, right, for life. And so I feel like I've had some extremely amazing experiences in life. Mm-hmm. I have, you know, been cool with or dated or hung out with men who have raised the bar so high, and I've enjoyed that, right? No strings attached. So when I have, okay, let me be open-minded to dating, some stuff I'm just like, I'm not one that lower my expectations like that. It either is good or it's not. I'm interested or I'm not. And for me, I'm like, I'd rather be at home minding my business or doing nothing.
Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes? It's JV. Who keeps it real around all your folks? It's JV. Been looking and what do you know? Congrats, you tapped into the Javon Show. Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes? It's JV. Who keeps it real around all your folks? It's JV. No matter the outlook will give you some hope. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Javon Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Javon Show. I am your host, the creative genius, Javon. Don't hate, create. I am so excited to have on my show today a young man that is going to come and share with us his story, his knowledge, his gift. So I think that we should just go ahead and bring him on. Why dilly-dally, right? We don't dilly-dally on this show. We just go ahead and bring the hammer. We bring the heat. And in that heat is Mr. Jason Hendrickson. Jason, how are you doing, sir?
What's up, Javon? How you doing, brother?
I am living the dream. I'm taking names is what I'm doing.
Yes,
I am having such a great day, and I am so excited to have you on the show, Pastor.
I am so glad to be here.
Oh, bless you, sir. For those who don't know, please, it's the first question that we ask every guest. Who is Jason Hendrickson?
Jason Hendrickson is a young man that comes out of Brooklyn, New York, that just loves to do what I've been called to do, man, which is music, and to be a blessing to people through my gifts and talents. I'm a survivor. I am someone that has been through a whole lot, but I am still standing. So my assignment in this life is to just make sure people know that regardless of how tough it may be, there's still hope. And that's who I am.
That's beautiful. And there are people who are bringing you greetings from New York. Jude Stinson. So thank you for tuning in, Jude. Apparently, New York is big now. We had a young man who was on the show yesterday, Ron Summers from the DMV area, and he had the nerve to say that having lived in Midwest and the South and the East Coast, that the East Coast is what's bringing the heat right now. Do you agree with that, Pastor Hendrickson?
The heat as far as what? The climate change? Oh, music. Well, I think that New York has always been, the East Coast has always been the roadmap for a number of years in every genre of music. But we cannot negate the South is killing right now. And the South has really shown me a new way of how to navigate in the industry through the way. One thing I love about what I see the artists in the South doing, they have the piggyback system in place.
Okay.
If they have a clique of artists, if let's say me and you in a group and you get hot first, there's no egos, nothing. We gonna push you, and everybody's gonna jump and grab you, and we gonna ride the wave that you're on, and then everybody just starts popping individually. Up here, it's still a bit of the superstar syndrome. Everybody is separated in a lot of ways. In the South, you see them doing features on each other's projects. You know, they have figured out the art of circulating success. And that's the one thing that I don't think we have figured out up here. on the East Coast is how to really circulate success to the maximum potential that we have, especially with all the social media platforms, different things like that. Because right now, you can be an artist without a record company, but a record company can't be a record company without an artist. So once we get that, I think New York and the East Coast will be back as a power player.
But I like the fact that we both can agree that the West Coast ain't got nothing going on.
Oh, nah. They try to make a comeback with and I gotta be real careful because I got a lot of good friends out there. Hopefully this thing with Snoop with Death Row, can really, put them back as a force. But right now, Atlanta's killing everybody. If we're gonna be honest, Atlanta is killing everybody.
Atlanta has a lot of stuff going on. I'm still gonna be true to Chicago, though. I don't know. It's my Chicago bias.
Well, when you say Chicago, two things come to mind: Kanye and Cole.
Yes, yes, sir. But we also have Twista. We have Ricky Dillard. You got to bring in Ricky. Donald Lawrence is in Chicago. So there's some great things going on. And I think that either they're shooting out here or they're shooting out there. They're shooting out there. Okay, East Coast.
I call that the soundtrack of Brooklyn.
I love it though. Definitely don't have to mute it. I'm here for all of it.
Okay.
So how long have you been in Brooklyn? Your whole life, or?
Yeah, I lived in New York my whole life, man. Yeah.
Wow. And no thoughts of ever getting out of there, huh?
Yeah, all the time. But everything is here for me, and I always wanted to live out in the West Coast, on the West Coast, because I was out there so much, especially early on in my career. But I couldn't get past the mental thought of going through an earthquake every day.
Yeah.
So, but now it's like the roles are being reversed. It's like California is getting our weather, and we're getting California weather now. So, because that's the other thing that attracted me was the weather, how beautiful it is every day there. But now they getting snowstorms and people out there with full-length minks on. I was like, what y'all know about that?
I've never wanted to live west. So I'm in Dallas now. From Chicago. I live in Dallas. I lived in Atlanta, visited New York, of course, and Florida, Vegas. But it's just something about this Dallas life, man. I have just been enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my weather. We get winter for a month in like 2 days, and then we're good.
I'll be out there in June. I'm performing at the Rhythm of Gospel Awards.
Oh, nice. Lady, is that Lady Bell? Am I? Oh, I probably got that. I'm gonna
don't get me the line.
I'm gonna edit that out immediately because I'm sure I messed up whoever's event that is. But I'm definitely gonna make sure I connect with you, Pastor Hendrickson.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're bringing up the fact that you are ministering out there that weekend or that for that event. You're pastoring as well. Which one do you enjoy more? And if you enjoy one more than the other one, why do both? Why not focus on just the one?
I actually don't have a favorite. I go through moments where I enjoy pastoring more. Then I go through moments where I enjoy being an artist more. But because what I did was when I started pastoring, I kind of relinquished my artistry for a while, and I wasn't taking any, dates, and I stopped recording. I didn't record for 10 years. 10 years I stopped recording, and just to focus on pastoring. So now that my church is a healthy church, where I don't have to be there in order for my church to function, which I think is the sign of a healthy church, when the pastor can leave and is still operating as if he's still there. I'm learning to enjoy both now. So, that's where we're at. I don't have a favorite because they both are fun, challenging. You deal with disappointments in both areas. You deal with failures in both areas, victory. So I don't really separate the two for me. It's just
was that time off taken to get the church healthy?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was running from 1992 until 2012, nonstop, just traveling. Straight out of high school, I got on the road, and I was on the road all those years with Bishop Hez and Love Fellowship and different artists. Then I left gospel and started playing secular music. And I was on tour with Faith Evans, Lost Boyz, Cannabis. And when I got the call, I was living overseas. I was on tour overseas with a lady by the name of Queen Esther and the Harlem Gospel Singers. And that's where God spoke to me. It's like, yo, it's time for you to do this. And I was like, you crazy? I was like, God, you know what I'm doing? I'm a touring musician. You know what we do out here? You know what we do on the road? You can't be calling me to pass. I'm gonna mess these people's lives up. And he was like, nah, you're going to preach. You're going to record gospel music. You're going to be an artist. He gave me a whole plan for my life. And when I got back to the States, that's when it all started.
People talk about getting that call, and they want to be like, oh, was it a burning bush? Was it you in the middle of the playing, and then all of a sudden God took the drums out your hand? For you, what was that call like? What was, I guess, if you could really articulate it to someone, what was the call like for you that you received that day? It's
like an identifying of self. I always knew I had leadership capabilities, and for what God did for me, he kept putting me in scenarios where it was undeniable. People started calling me pastor before I was even pastoring. And I used to correct them. I used to stop them like, nah, don't do that. I'm Jason, and they was like, no, you're a pastor. And I was like, this is crazy. And then I just started seeing myself doing it. It wasn't some big, dark Darth Vader voice, you're going to pastor. It wasn't none of that, nothing deep for me. It was just, it became undeniable because I believe that God always allows you to see what you're going to be doing before you do it. And it's up to you because we have free will to walk through that door or go through, it's just like the game show. What do you want to take? Door number one, door number two. It's a prize behind both doors, but you might catch a dud if you go through the wrong door. So it was just, for me, this is the path that I'm leading you down, and you can go your own way too. Make a choice. And so I made a choice to do what God told me, and I don't have any regrets.
When you got the call and you came back to the States and you said, everybody, you wouldn't believe this call that I got. Mm-hmm. How did the people around you react? Were they one of those congratulations finally, or were they like, dude, come on, Jason, come on?
They laughed. They thought I was crazy. They laughed at the whole gamut of the vision, because I came home saying I'm a songwriter. I came home saying I'm not playing drums anymore, which is what everybody knew me for.
Right.
I was traveling for the past 10, 15 years, making a living playing drums. And definitely when I said I was called to preach, all my friends laughed at me. They was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you got to stop doing to do that? Like, And I was like, yeah, I know it's crazy, but this is what God showed me. And I had one friend that believed in me. And then it became two friends. My boy Big House and my brother David Caton. I told them that I wanted to start writing songs, and they were both producers at the time. They both were getting placements, and they was out there moving and shaking. And they actually taught me how to produce and taught me how to structure songs, different things like that. And then House just gave me the keys to his house, and him and his wife would go to work, and they would let me come over to the house, and I'll be in his studio all day making tracks. And next thing you know, a year later, my first album was done.
Wow.
And that was in 2004. And I haven't stopped making music since then.
Do you play the drums on your own albums?
Sometimes on certain songs, if I feel like it. But I like to create opportunities for the younger cats. You know what I mean? Because thank God my discography is what it is. Mm-hmm. I really don't have to do that if I don't want to, but the itch comes back every now and then. I just released a content video of myself playing, and I still can do it. It doesn't get old, or it doesn't become something I don't enjoy anymore. I just like creating opportunities for the younger cats to get their names out there, and to possibly be the launching pad for them to experience the life that I've experienced, never paying to get on a plane, never paying to stay in a hotel, One day I'm living in the projects. Next day I'm standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. You know, this is the life that I've been blessed to live because of that gift. So if I can spot another young guy, another young lady even, that has that potential, that has that gift, I want to create that opportunity for them. So that's why I don't play on my entire album, but I always play like 1 or 2 songs.
Who's the smoothest drummer out right now that nobody knows? I mean, because we're going to say Thad does his Thad thing. We're going to say Calvin Rogers does his Calvin Rogers thing. But who don't people know that you, like, if people knew this dude, he would take over the world?
Wow, that's a tough question because I don't want to insult anybody and say that nobody.
We insult people on the show all the time.
And say that nobody doesn't know them. For me, I got 2 guys that's my favorite drummers right now, and they're circulating now, so it's not that nobody knows them. But there's this guy named Darius. What is Darius' last name? Darius Booker, I think that's his last name. He plays for 50 Cent. Church boy. Boy is cold. And another cat that I use a lot, his name is LD, David Wood. Monster.
Because, you know, musicians know musicians, drummers know drummers. Yeah. You know, you know when somebody's in that pocket when they doing their thing. So I just wonder,
there's so many more. There's so many more. I mean, and all these guys can play, man. And y'all know who you are. I don't want to get in trouble for not saying nobody's name. You know, they call me Unc and Big Bro. They be like, yo, Unc, you forgot me. Nah, I enjoy all of you guys. I really do.
And I think Mario Winans is a drummer too. And you were around Faith and the Bad Boys, clearly Bronx, New York. Were there ever like sheds where you and him were maybe in the same place and did stuff, or just never in that?
You're not gonna believe this. I just met Mario a year ago.
Oh, really?
We knew who each other were, but we were never in the same room until a year ago. Yeah.
Nice. That's just nice. What would you? Okay. Last music question about drums because I love music. I'm a music guy. Yeah. Mario on Now Are We versus Thad on Get Up. Who would you go with?
Mario.
Really?
Yeah.
Mario on Now Are We, or who's that? Spank was on Rain. Who's that was on Rain on Us? John P. Key.
That the first one was Liddell.
Yeah.
Oh, Liddell, definitely.
Oh,
yeah.
One more. I'm gonna put, so again, Chicago guy.
Okay.
Calvin Rogers versus Liddell. Straight up, 1-on-1. Who we going with? Don't be East Coast bias. Don't you do it, Hendrickson. Don't you do it.
I want to see Liddell is more aggressive, but Calvin is more technical and skillful. You know, Liddell got chops for days, but Calvin is just, he's like a surgeon. Calvin's like a surgeon on them drums. And I have to say Calvin.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. And then, of course, we know Jason Hendrickson back in his heyday over all of them.
Yeah, I outplayed all of them.
So, Pastor, tell me about, before we get into your new ministry and what you're going to be going out doing real soon, I want you to go ahead and pump up your church real quick. Tell us about Restoration Tabernacle. Why, if I'm in the area, should I stop what I'm doing and make sure that I'm stopping by Restoration Tabernacle, especially for this upcoming Easter weekend?
The first reason is God lives there. The presence of God is there. And I would say that if I was the pastor, if I wasn't the pastor. Second thing is we don't have long church.
That's always great.
You come to Restoration, you can still get the brunch. They'll make it the brunch. And we don't have a dress code. We don't have a dress code because when I first started the church, the Lord told me I want their hearts, not their garments.
Amen.
And that was crazy for me because I come from an apostolic church where you had to have a suit and tie. You know, if you tried to go on a pulpit without a tie, my pastor would get out of here. So now to see me preaching in my apparel line, my sweatsuits, you know, I may wear a jacket and tie if I feel like it. But I just think the culture of my church is what attracts people, because the people there are, I'm training and teaching them the importance of being a mirror of what God is to people. You know, not becoming a God to people, but becoming that comfort, that kindness, that welcoming, you know, culture that God has. That's what we're training the people at our church to be like. And I think that once you get there and experience that and encounter the word, the worship, all of that, and because we're people that really care about the community we've been called to serve, my church is very outreach driven. So, you know, we just do things a little different at our church. And I think once people get there, it leaves a lasting impression.
Man, that's beautiful. I'm excited. When I come through, I'm going to make sure I stop by your church and
yeah, man.
And if you need to get up and say a word, I am more than happy to come through.
Yes, sir.
People, I only know one sermon. That's the Balaam sermon, but we're not going to go into that. It's the only one I know. Only one. So many reasons. But I get in trouble for talking about it, so I'm not going to say those reasons. But no, I'm not going to do it. Javon, leave it alone. So,
you know you want to.
I want to so bad, Pastor. That's another show. You know what? Invite me in, and you already know where I'm coming.
All right.
We're going to talk about that ass. Moving on. So my question, Pastor, I'm getting so much trouble. Lord, listen, it's in the Bible. Pastor.
Oh, God.
Pastor, you got new music coming out.
Yes, it's out now. The album came out the 31st.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, man, I am so godly proud of this project. It is a project that's going to take you on a musical journey. We have from worship to reggae to even trap. We got some trap music on there.
Let's go.
Yeah, and we got some good old foot stomping apostolic. So it's something that you can listen to with anybody in your family, your kids, your grandmother, your parents, your auntie and them, your uncle and them. And it's just a fun album. The lyrics are really based and driven in love, because I have been experiencing something in the past 2 years, how to recover from loss because of this pandemic. And one of the things that I have really learned to depend on is the love of God, because, you know, we lost so many people from COVID. And the hurt that I experienced when my best friend, Bishop Zebedee Doughton, got COVID and God called him home. It was just like, man, I don't know what else to do. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medicine. I don't have anything other than my music at this point, because we couldn't go out. We couldn't go outside. We couldn't, you know, have church in the building. So I just started writing songs about love, man, and the love of God. Wow. And how you recover from loss through love. And that's what this album is, man. And I have a motto: what's from the heart touches the heart. So this music is definitely from Jason's heart to yours. And I know you're going to enjoy it, especially you, my brother, Javon,
yes, sir.
Because there is a song on there called HG Party, which is a straight up Chicago vibe.
Oh, let's go. Straight
up. I'm talking about you could get your two-step on, pull your roller skates out. You could even take it back to the bus stop, do the hustle. I mean, it's one of them joints. It's one of them joints. So I know you're going to love that. So I got to make sure you get that.
I absolutely cannot wait to listen to it, to hear it. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you and the ministry that you're doing. I'm excited for what's to come. I can't wait to see you in Dallas, man. We're going to chop it up. Definitely, for sure. Before we go, I need people to know how to get a hold of you. So when they want to reach out and touch you, how do they reach out and touch Jason Hendrickson.
Well, make sure you got on gloves.
It's still COVID.
Make sure you got on gloves, beloved. Make sure you got on some gloves. No, all seriousness, you just put in Jason Hendrickson. That's my handle on all of my pages. Even on Twitter, I changed everything so it would be easier for people to contact and find me. Just put in Jason Hendrickson. Everything comes up. I am looking forward to connecting with as many of you as possible. I want to hear your feedback on the album. I want to hear your feedback on we got to talk about my clothing line before we go, Javon, too.
Oh my God, please don't let us go without talking about the clothing line.
Yeah, clothing line is crazy. We started it 5 years ago, and you wouldn't believe it. I started it because I had beef with another pastor.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And what was that pastor's name again?
I won't even give him that type of advertisement, but he attacked me and my pastor online. And, God told my bishop not to say nothing. And I told my bishop, I said, God told you not to say nothing. He ain't tell me that. So I compiled this email and had pictures and all kind of crazy. I just went there. And I put it together and I showed my pastor. I said, yo, this is going to be my response because he put us on social media. I'm going to put him on social media. And I told my pastor, he said, yo, if you send that, that's it for you. I'm not dealing with you. I don't want nothing to do with you. And I was like, why? He was like, because God said, don't say nothing. I was like, he told you that. And I listened to my pastor and I was up teaching Bible study, Javon. And I heard God say, whenever you think somebody is saying something negative or subbing you on social media, put hashtag all things. I was like, y'all hashtag in heaven? Like, what you talking about, God? And I just started doing it. And it just went crazy. Everybody started hashtagging it. Then I said, I wonder what would happen if I put it on a t-shirt. I put it on a t-shirt, went crazy. Wonder what happened if I put it on a hoodie. Put it on a hoodie. And it just went crazy. And then celebrities like Little Mo, Chucky Booker started rocking it, Jason Nelson. I mean, everybody just started gravitating to the brand. And we went from just doing t-shirts and hoodies to now doing coats. This is one of my newest ones.
Nice.
Dream big, because that's what we need to do. We don't need to.
Oh, shoot.
We need to dream big, guys. Let me see.
There it is.
There it is. Dream big.
Yes,
Dream
sir.
big. You know what I mean? And now we have almost over 100 items in our clothing store. I just opened a brick and mortar store in North Augusta, South Carolina, which is doing extremely well. So, we thank God for that. And because of that clothing line, I also started a gourmet dessert line. I am the banana pudding king.
Oh, let's go. I'm here all day for banana pudding.
Nobody. I don't care who it is. Nobody makes banana pudding like mine. And to prove it, Channel 4 NBC, Channel 11, Drew Barrymore. These are just some of the shows that we have been affiliated with, that we've done. And it's just going crazy. And I got contracts with restaurants. It's nuts. It's crazy. And that all happened during the pandemic because I didn't know what I was going to do to make money. And I just started making banana pudding out of nowhere.
So let me ask you this, Pastor.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a possibility, can we get together, have you come on the show and not give away too much, but teach me virtually? We do a little thing of how to make banana pudding.
If I do that, I got to come there and get rid of you. I can't give you all my ingredients.
You know what? And I will get written of. I will get myself getting written if I can get some good banana pudding. That's all I'm saying.
That would be fun though. That would be fun.
You don't use the instant pudding, do you?
Huh?
You don't use the instant pudding, do you?
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you what I do.
You be using banana flavor, don't you? So banana extract.
No.
You put seasoning salt. You put some slap your mama in your banana pudding. I'm just trying to figure out what the secret is.
CBD.
That's gonna be the best.
I'm just playing.
No, don't try to take it back now, Pastor.
I'm just playing, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, on 4/20, on April 20th, we're gonna do the banana pudding challenge. And then I'm gonna leave it at that. Pastor Hendrickson, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, man.
I love your ministry. I look forward to coming and getting me a shirt and some banana pudding all in one trip.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Javon. Thank you so much.
That's what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Jason Hendrickson. Follow him on all social media. Go get the album right now. What are you waiting on? And what I tell y'all?
Reset. It's everywhere.
Right.
Reset.
Everywhere. Do not stream it. Go buy it. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
Go buy it. And that's all we got to say. On behalf of Dr. Naisha Thompson, Elevate Magazine, our executive producer, Dr. T.L. Holmes, and everybody.
I love Naisha.
You know?
She's my publicist.
You know a Naisha?
I didn't know she had anything to do with this. I thought this was just TL. Naisha used to be my publicist.
She's our executive producer, and she's also my publicist. How about that one? And I write for her magazine, Elevate Magazine. Make sure y'all go pick it up right now.
Wow.
Small world is what we do.
Yeah.
All right, my producer's telling me that we're over. Take care of yourselves and each other. Love y'all. Peace. And you know what? Again, go stream the album. Don't you? I'm not going to say this again. Don't buy the album. Stream the album. Don't stream the album, buy the album. Oh my God. And don't take CBD before you do an interview with Jason Hendrickson. Bye.
Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes? It's JV. Who keeps it real around all your folks? It's JV. You've been looking and what do you know? Congrats, you tapped into the Javon Show. Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes? It's JV. Who keeps it real around all your folks? It's JV. No matter the outlook will give you some hope. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Javon Show.